Good morning everybody. Well, we're outdoors today, and the reason for that is we're going to tackle the most difficult part of these planning of these oh, it's that London number again. 3 times they've been at me this morning. Right, do it again.
Running. We're running.
Okay. Morning everybody. So today we're going to tackle the most important and the most difficult part of these oak templates, and that is the 2 sides of the boat where they are obviously in a different angle all the way along. So I'm still in 2 minds whether we're going to get it in 1 or it's going to have to go down in 2. So if you watched the last, not the last episode, but previous episodes where I was doing templates for the easy ones, this is exactly what I'm going to be doing now. So I'm just going to mark them out as usual, and while I'm doing that, rather than listening to me scratching my head and cursing and wondering what the heck I'm doing, you're going to be listening to a bit of music. So I'm going to get lining. Right, okay, so basically that's lined, this is lined. I'm going to keep this because there's a certain part of this where I'm unsure whether it's going to require some adjustment, and if it does, I know exactly where I need to do it. I don't know whether it can pick up what I've done on there, John, or not. Probably not. Did you see my outline there?
Yes.
You can?
Indeed.
Good. Oh, it's a very good camera then, isn't it?
I think it's the operator actually.
Don't. Well, how can it be the operator when you've been away and I've been using it and it's just been alright?
Just have to have the last word, don't you? See?
Okay, that's clear as mud. I'll tell you what, only just fitted. I mean, I have sacrificed this bit down here. You can see where my line is, where it meets this section here, but because this is going to be behind a unit, it's hard to describe, but there'll be a unit coming sort of that way, and I'm hoping that you're just not going to see that. And if, you know what, if it bugs me, then I can make an incision there and put in a section there anyway, so I'm fine with that. The most important bits is this section here, and the mirror side is that section there. So as long as they fit well, we're good to go. So next job is to jigsaw them out. So that's what I'm going to do now. Are we ready?
Rolling.
Rolling. aesthetically,
Hang on. Okay.
so aesthetically, that's what we've got to work with. Now, getting that to mould to the shape, I think it's going to be difficult, but we'll give it a whirl and see what we can come up with, because this part has got to sort of curve in that way, and then it branches out to being fairly flat around here, and then of course this comes down where the first unit will go. So that is basically all the bed area. Now I think it's probably going to be better if somewhere around this section there's an incision made. That's my theory. Once I get it, I'm going to take it up there and have a look, just to see how it's going to go. But I think it's going to need an incision there, which, you know, is okay, because I can put an oak fillet over the joint. It will look aesthetically, it'll look right. So yes. So anyway, I just need to trim that out there, that little bit. Remove some pieces of wood out of my nail, and then we're good to go. Right, okay. Good to go?
Yep.
Right, okay, so we're back on board, and we've brought these two pieces. You've seen me cut out one of them. You've seen me do everything outside bar cutting out the second one. So we've rough cutted it. I was unsure whether it was going to fit properly, but to my amazement, and I don't know whether this is luck or whatever, but that is fitting rather well. There is a bit of work to be done to get it to fit properly, a bit of fettling, but aesthetically that is not bad at all. And it seems to want, because the ply is only thin, it seems to want to go where I want it to go. So basically what I've got to do now is I've got to, I know you can't see it, but I've got to trim a little bit off there, a little bit off the top of there, and then I'll test fit it again. Now I do know that it's too long, because this is now fitted. It's got insulation stuck to the back, and when I originally did the templating, I did it without anything there, so I know this is going to be too long. So I don't want to cut this edge just yet until I've managed to get this whole piece in position and I can see where the curves are, because if I cut that now and I haven't adjusted it to go in its rightful place, I could end up being short, and I don't really want to have an ugly join there, because it's visual and everybody can see it. So that's the state of play.
What I will say is,
yeah,
you thought you were going to have to fit that in two pieces. To me, I think I was right when I said it will go in one piece and the ply will mould itself.
Yes.
Just see that, everybody.
Yeah.
I was actually right.
Yes, yes. All
Just
right.
say, was I?
Yes, you were right.
Thank
yes,
you.
I didn't think it would go, but at this stage it does go, and I'm very pleased that it does go, because it does elongate this section without having a join. It looks good. So I'm absolutely delighted. Well, so far I'm delighted with the way it's starting to look.
Did you all hear that?
Yes.
You said
Yes,
yes.
yes, you were right and I was wrong. So there we go. So I'm going to carry on doing what I've got to do, and that's whittle away, and then you will come back to it being completed on that side and completed on that side, and hopefully by the time we film again, we should have all these sections sort of roughly into place, and I will be a happy bunny. So stay tuned. Till next time. See you later.
What are you doing? Phil!
What?
What are you doing? I thought we'd agreed. Well, Well, you buggered that up. I was going to film you doing that. I need to film that.
It's carried away.
How are we going to do it now?
I haven't done that side.
Well,
Trying out the new girl.
You're like a 6-year-old. You couldn't resist it, could you? I'll leave you for 2 days. I can't leave you anywhere else.
I haven't done that one.
Right, well, we'll have to show the viewer that then.
They might get bored soon too.
Well, they're not going to get the chance now, are they? Right, okay, come on.
New Year, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Crack on. Okay, come on then.
Right,
This
so
one first.
we'll put the back. We'll put this section on.
The lower section.
Yeah, it's quite heavy because of that is delicate. That one. That's it. Oh, I'll just show the back, if I may, just to the viewers. As you can see, there we go. It looks deceptive, but isn't it heavy? This
Very, very heavy.
now, because it is heavy, I think it's working to my advantage because it not only protects it from breaking, it also makes it quite useful when it comes to bending it into the right position. I don't know why, but it just seems to.
Well, it helps it stay.
Yeah, it does. As you can see, I think that's about right, isn't it there? So I need you, if that's possible, just to hold that flush with that. Alright, just hold it there. Because I'm going to start with the curve and work my way this way. So,
There's a little overlap there, does that matter?
just push it. That's it. Just check that that's right. Yeah, that's fine, that's good. Are you flush then?
Yep.
Okay.
Hang on. You just pulled it your way a bit when you did that. That's it.
Do you want to come to you a bit?
I'm concerned about these bits when you.
What bits? I don't be bothered about that.
Yeah, but you pull them when you nail it in. It's okay now.
I will bring it. If I'm pulling it, then take it back to you a bit. I'm not bothered if it overhangs a fraction. It should be about right, that.
Yep, it is.
Yeah? Okay. Well, I'm going for it anyway.
Just pulled it back more.
Let go now. Okay, so because I put some sound deadening on the back of these, some of these are just bouncing a little bit, which means that the heads are just popping through. So a little toffee apple, I'll just knock them flat. Not all of them. Most of them have gone right in, which is good, but some of them are just standing proud. These are all going to be covered, by the way, because I've got a little alloy strip going across the joints, so it's not going to be seen. All done in. All fine. Right. All that work for prepping, and it's taken less than 2-3 minutes to put that on. But that's what it's all about. I'm not saying that that's going to be as quick, but we're ready. Should we do it?
Let's go.
So this one is a little bit delicate because the weakest point is where John's hands is, because that's the finished point. So basically what we're going to do is angle this in to roughly where it's supposed to sit. Like so. Let's have a look. Quite good. And that is sort of snug. Really snug. That's right. That's good. Because in this section here, there's going to be a wood fillet goes in here. There's going to be a wood fillet that comes in here, that pushes that section out and that section in, and then I can actually pin it. And then that'll just get squashed in there as well. That'll just get gunned there. Because that section there won't be seen because there is a unit that comes out here. So that actually in effect is going to be behind. But I wanted to just continue it because this section here, I think from memory, is visual. It's something that you can see. So I just wanted a nice continuity. But that's not, that's a pretty good fit. And because I put those struts, those pieces of wood this way, it's helping to support. Now over on that side, which I've been told off about, I didn't pin all the way down, as you will see when I come to pin this. This doesn't need much pinning, surprisingly. All I'm going to do is pin along this this row here, which is obviously I've got these little bits of wood. I know roughly where they all are, and they all butt up to one another. So I'm going to put a little pin in every so often and pin round there. I might put the odd pin up here, but that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to put any down here because it's not necessary, because now that insulation is stuck to the back of the ply, it's made it quite rigid, but not rigid enough for me not to be able to manipulate the shape of it. And when I mean that, I mean this bit here. That's curved really nicely, as that did. And when the odd pin goes in, it just stays put. So you never know, there might be an opportunity. Well, I might have to take that off at some point. So it's obviously you don't want to ram home too many pins. So anyway, I'll stop. Right, just check. Make sure I've got enough pins. I have. Let's check this end. Right, so that's butted up nicely. It's not moved, so that gives me the confidence to start at this end pinning and work my way around. So you can actually see where the wood is there. So all I'm going to do is put one at the top, like so. Put one there, one there, one there. And that's all I'm going to do with that bit.
This boat's really shaking.
When I do that?
Yes. You'll be coming off the blocks if you're not careful.
I do not know. Right, so I'm going to put one there. And see, what about there? What about there? Just feeling where I can feel the support. There's one there. That's good. Now put one there. Put one there. One there. I'll be a little bit close around this curve just to make sure that that goes where I want it to. So there's hardly any movement there at all, so that I'm not encouraged now. I'm not going to put any pins at the top. I don't think it's necessary. So I'll just put a couple more. My apologies if my derriere, is that correct for a horse?
It is, yes.
Yes, I've got to point, because I've got to do this now, so my apologies. Whoa, shut that too much. And there we go. Just a point about the bottom. You notice that I didn't put any in at the bottom at all. I'm thinking that I'm going to cover this, which means that that will get pushed in anyway by the fact that this, whatever I put here, is going to jam up against there. Or alternatively, if it doesn't, I can always use this finishing strip of oak, which is there. I can always use that if I want, just to finish it off, and then shoot some pins down there. So I'm not over bothered at this stage about the fact that that is loose. I have hugged it there, have I? Yes, I have. That's okay. And also I'm not overly bothered about this, as I've explained, and same on that side, because this is all going to get filled in properly anyway. My main concern is to get that on, this on. Obviously I'm going to put that bead on as well, which I'm going to do now. Okay, so the finishing touches for today is just putting this strip on, and it's just worth pointing out that this is probably the second attempt I've had to put this on. I started at the very front end of the boat, and it's difficult to twist this wood without breaking it, obviously, and getting the right angle. If you go at the natural angle you would ideally want to do, which will be this, that's the angle you would love to get it in at. It doesn't seem, in my instance, it won't bite, because obviously the piece of wood that I put in to hold this, I didn't put, you know, really low down where it would go into it, so there's obviously a gap. So what I'm having to do with this is slightly go above it, and rather than going at 45 degrees, I'm having to go slightly higher, so I'm driving the pin into basically this piece here, and fortunately for me it's holding. So as you can see, the angle, it's biting. You put enough pressure on it, it stops the recoil and it stops the head from bouncing out. Well, I say that, but you can see the head there, so I will have to just go. There you go. So I'll get my little hammer And I just finish those heads off. Like so. And there we have it. So there we are. So we come to the end of this episode, and I have to say this is one of the most satisfying episodes that I've done. I'm so pleased with what you're about to see. It's been something that's been in my head for a long time, and I've wondered whether I was capable of doing this, and so far I'm very pleased with my skill. And I'm not skillful, but what I've done, I'm very pleased and what I'm looking at. I didn't want it to look like it was a complete amateurish job, and with the exception of the little alloy trims that have got to go on the corners, this is really enough finished. So it leaves me to say thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Doesn't cost anything to do that, and of course click the little bell if there is one. And I shall see you next time, and I'll leave you with something to look at. Thank you so much. Bye for now.